Early in the morning, Anna wakes up to the soft weight of someone standing beside her bed. She slowly opens her eyes and sees her son, Jane, staring at her with bright excitement. He tells her they should go diving in the swimming pool. Anna lets out a tired breath and gently reminds him that it's a weekday. She has to go to work. A loud crack of thunder shakes the windows. Anna turns her head toward the sound. Outside, heavy rain is pouring down in thick sheets. The streets below are already beginning to flood. Water is rising fast, but not fast enough to feel apocalyptic. Not yet. Anna convinces herself it's manageable. She heads into the kitchen to make breakfast. While she's cooking, her mother calls to check on her. Anna reassures her that everything is fine. Just rain. Nothing to worry about. But then, she hears something strange. A faint but steady sound, like water flowing somewhere inside the apartment. She pauses. Maybe it's the bathroom, she thinks. But when she turns around, her heart drops. Water is already spreading across the floor. Not just a leak. Flood water. It's everywhere. Across the city, the flooding has escalated rapidly. The water level has risen so high that it's nearly touching Anna's apartment windows. An announcement echoes through the building's speakers. 7 buildings already have water up to the 2nd floor. 3 buildings are flooded to the 3rd floor. Anyone whose apartment is flooding must move to higher floors immediately. But the elevators are no longer working. Jane, instead of being scared, becomes even more excited. He talks loudly, asking if they can play in the water. His voice keeps rising. And suddenly, Anna snaps. She lifts him onto the table and scolds him harshly, asking why he never listens. Jane goes quiet. Anna starts packing essentials in a hurry. But as she moves, she feels cold water touching her feet. It's rising fast. At that exact moment, she gets a call from a security agent from her company. He tells her he's on his way to rescue her. He instructs her not to waste time packing. Just grab Jane and go upstairs. And then, the call cuts out. The entire building loses power. Darkness. Anna quickly grabs a small bag to pack Jane's medication. But when she turns, Jane is gone. She panics and runs through the apartment calling his name. Finally, she finds him hiding inside a closet, trembling. She immediately apologizes for yelling at him. Her voice softens. She promises to carry him on her back if he comes out. He slowly agrees. They leave the apartment together and step into the corridor, where chaos has already begun. Neighbors are dragging suitcases, abandoning their homes. People are shouting, crying. Anna shields Jane and runs down the hallway toward the staircase. But when she reaches it, there's a massive crowd. Nobody is moving. The staircase is completely jammed. Terrified, Anna runs in the opposite direction. She looks outside through another corridor window and sees nearby buildings suffering the exact same disaster. Then she spots emergency stairs. Without hesitation, she starts climbing. As they ascend, Jane looks down and sees bodies floating in the water below. To distract him, Anna starts singing. Her voice trembles, but she keeps singing. The stairs ahead are completely blocked by piles of abandoned furniture and luggage. She sets Jane down and tries climbing over the debris herself. Her foot slips. For a split second, she almost falls backward into the flood below, but she manages to steady herself. And when she looks down, she sees lifeless bodies floating in the water. That's when it hits her. This isn't just a storm. This is deadly. She decides to turn back. On the 2nd floor corridor, she notices desperate people breaking into apartments just to use bathrooms. And then, she hears her name. She turns and sees the company's security agent, Hi Joe, searching for her nearby. But suddenly, she realizes Jane is no longer beside her. He has followed a group of people into an apartment. Anna rushes inside after him, frantically searching. And that's when she sees it. Through the window, a massive wave, towering, rushing straight toward the building. In that instant, Anna flashes back to the traumatic memory of the car accident, when her husband Guan drowned. Before she can react, the wave crashes through the window. Glass shatters. Water explodes into the apartment, sweeping people away instantly. Anna loses grip of her bag. She tries to swim toward it, but it gets sucked out through the broken window. She's running out of air. Between the ceiling and the rising water, there's only a small pocket of space left. She takes one deep breath, then dives back underwater. In another room, she finds Jane's unconscious body. Her heart nearly stops. She grabs him tightly and fights her way toward the door. She pulls and pushes, but the door won't open. Her vision blurs. She loses consciousness. Suddenly, the door bursts open. Hijo pulls them out, slapping Anna awake. He drags them into the corridor. All three swim upward, climb over a balcony railing, and finally make it back into the hallway. Jane isn't breathing. Hijo immediately starts CPR. Jane coughs. He wakes up. Crying, he clings tightly to his mother. Hijo records a quick video and sends a report to the company, confirming their lead researcher is safe. The three continue moving upward. As they climb, Jane quietly tells Anna that seeing all this water reminds him of his father and the car accident. Anna's face tightens. Hijo then reveals something shocking. A company helicopter is on the way. 3 hours ago, an asteroid struck Antarctica. The melting ice is now rushing northward with the ocean currents. The government knew the asteroid was coming, but they said nothing, because it couldn't be stopped. This is humanity's last day. Anna refuses to believe it. But Hijo continues. Her company isn't just an AI research lab. Its real mission was to create a new human race. Anna just stares at Hijo. A new human race? That doesn't make sense. She tells him the emotion engine was still in testing. It wasn't complete. It wasn't stable. It wasn't ready for anything like this. But Hijo doesn't look concerned. He tells her the other teams already finished their work. Human-like bodies have already been created, fully functional. They can think. They can reproduce. They can survive. The only thing missing is emotion. And that's what Anna was building, before she can even process the weight of that. Jane suddenly says he needs to use the bathroom. So the three of them rush into a nearby apartment to find a restroom. While Hijo checks the hallway, Anna quietly takes his phone. She calls her mother. Her voice trembles as she tells her she loves her, maybe for the last time, before her mother can fully respond. A strange vibration echoes inside the walls. Then, a loud blast. The kitchen gas pipe explodes. Gas begins filling the apartment rapidly. Anna drops the phone. All three sprint toward the exit. Behind them, other apartments begin exploding too. Flames spread down both sides of the corridor. Smoke fills the air. Hijo climbs onto the balcony railing, trying to reach the floor above. Anna lifts Jane toward him, but Jane panics. He refuses to let go of his mother. He clings to her neck, thrashing in fear. Anna loses her balance and falls. She plunges into the flood below. For a split second, the memory of the car accident paralyzes her. The sinking vehicle, the rising water, Guan's weakening voice telling her to swim forward while he held Jane. How he suddenly lost strength, how he handed Jane to her and stayed behind. The memory burns, but Anna forces herself upward. She swims. She grabs onto a floating signboard, then pushes herself back toward the building. And that's when she hears something. A child's voice, crying for help. It's coming from inside the elevator shaft. A little girl named Jisoo is trapped inside the elevator. Anna swims closer and tries forcing the elevator doors open with her hands. They won't budge. She runs upstairs, searching for tools. But as she reaches another floor, she sees a group of looters coming out of an apartment. They're talking about attacking people. Her fear spikes. She immediately runs back down. She tries again to open the elevator, but now the water level is even higher, and Jisoo's voice goes silent. Before Anna can react, a massive wave slams into the building. She's dragged underwater again. The past collides with the present. She remembers smashing the car window, remembering Guan telling her to swim ahead, how he couldn't make it, how he gave her Jane and let go. Back in the present, Anna finally makes it up the stairs and reaches Hijo and Jane again. Jane is weak. He needs medication, the same medication Anna lost when her bag was swept away. Without hesitation, Anna lifts him and runs into nearby apartments. Hijo tries to stop her. He tells her something chilling. They can recreate the child. All of Jane's data exists. He can be rebuilt, but Anna doesn't even look at him. She storms into an apartment kitchen, grabs ingredients, mixes a makeshift home remedy, forces it gently into Jane's mouth, and then a flashback. Anna speaking to her boss, Director Hyanmo. Anna tells her she wants to give up Jane. Hyanmo asks if it's because of Guan's death. Anna admits something painful. She only met Jane because of work. She doesn't think she was meant to be a mother. Hyanmo tells her no one is ever truly ready and reveals something else. The emotion engine is complete. In a few months, the company plans to take their children. Hyanmo wonders out loud if they should have ever created them at all. Back in the present, Jane's condition improves. He softly tells Anna something that crushes her heart. He says he likes being sick sometimes, because when he's sick, she pays more attention to him. Anna looks away. Outside, sunlight suddenly breaks through the clouds. For a brief moment, everything looks calm. Haijo tells Anna she'll be taken to a shelter, but Jane cannot come. He admits something. He didn't come because of the new human race. He came to observe her, to see what she would choose. He also reveals his mother abandoned him when he was young. That's why this matters to him. Suddenly, the sky darkens again. Heavy rain crashes down, water rises even faster. All three run upstairs with everything they have left. In one corridor, a pregnant couple calls for help, but Haijo urges Anna to ignore them and keep moving. Jane asks something innocent. He asks if he felt like that too, when he was inside her womb. Anna breaks down. She starts crying. Haijo watches her carefully. Anna turns on him angrily. She says she will never abandon her child. Haijo explains something disturbing. Hyunmo is believed dead, which means, for the scientists, Jane may be the last viable child to build the next human generation. They finally reach the rooftop. A helicopter waits there. Haijo reads the company's official directive. Their highest responsibility is to preserve humanity. Anna must immediately return to the lab and finish the emotion engine. The security team steps forward. They call Jane by a code name, Jane Newman, 77. They separate him from Anna. She screams, she fights, but multiple agents hold her back. They handcuff Jane. Anna begs Haijo to help. That's when he tells her the truth. Hyunmo didn't die. She escaped with her child. She chose death over abandoning her daughter. The agents inject Jane with something. He goes unconscious. They begin cutting his hair. Anna collapses to her knees, begging them, at least let her stay with him until they reach shelter. The guards look at her coldly. There is no shelter. Then they shoot Haijo. He falls, dead. That's when Anna realizes everyone here is going to die except her. She's the only one being allowed to leave. With a shattered heart, Anna says goodbye to Jane. The agents open her head, extract her data, place it inside a box. The helicopter lifts off. Inside it, only the pilot, the box, and Anna. She suddenly realizes Jane's goggles are still in her pocket. Below them, a catastrophic storm engulfs the entire planet. At that same moment, 7 rockets launch from Earth, carrying the surviving scientists. A recorded message from director Hui So plays. In 15 minutes, thousands of meteor fragments will strike Earth. Most life will end. The project must be completed. They can build human-like bodies, but they need emotions. Their goal, to begin a new society with one mother and one child. The child is ready. Only the mother needs completion. Anna suggests something. Start a simulation. Place the mother in repeated life-threatening scenarios. Force her to save her child over and over. Collect emotional data rapidly. As meteors approach the rocket, Anna connects to the simulation. Anna wakes up in bed again, but this time, the floodwater is already seeping into the apartment. She doesn't panic, because now, she remembers. The call from Haijo comes in again. He says they're coming to get her, but this time when she hears his voice, there's something different in her eyes. Awareness. She remembers her conversation with Hyunmo. She remembers the rooftop. She remembers Jane being taken. She knows what's going to happen. She quickly grabs the medicine, then kneels in front of Jane and holds his face gently. She tells him very clearly, no matter what happens, he must not go with any stranger. Jane starts crying. He calls her a liar. He asks her something that freezes her heart. Why am I 6 years old every single day? Anna ignores the question. She picks him up and runs toward the stairs. But just like before, both stairways are packed with people, and then a massive wave crashes into the building. Anna clutches Jane tightly. She swims upward, pushes him over the railing into the corridor, climbs up after him. But when she stands, Jane is gone. Her breathing becomes shallow. She runs down the corridor. Another wave slams into the building, forcing her to stop. She looks down into the flooded gap between buildings and sees a child struggling in the water. She thinks it's Jane. Without hesitation, she jumps. But the current is too strong. She can't reach him. Then, she sees the helicopter in the sky and remembers. She reaches into her pocket. Jane's goggles. That means the child in the water isn't Jane. Before she can react, a floating car slams into her from behind. Everything goes black. Simulation resets. Haijo presses down on her chest. She gasps back to life. On her shirt is a number, 787. She has failed 787 times. Haijo shows her a photo he took earlier. In it, Jane is clearly seen walking behind a crowd into an apartment. The drowning child wasn't him. Anna immediately runs to search again. When Haijo tries to stop her, she grabs his gun and fires into the floor, demanding answers. Suddenly, explosions tear through the apartments. Another blast kills her. Simulation resets. Simulation 1931. Anna almost falls from the balcony again. This time Haijo catches her, but she refuses to go with him. She's afraid he'll take her son again, so she deliberately lets herself fall into the water. As she swims, she spots Jane on another balcony. A man is holding him. Anna changes direction and swims back toward the building. As she passes the elevator, she hears Jisoo again, crying for help inside. Every time Anna tries to save her, every time, she dies, over and over and over. Simulation 407. This time Anna does something different. She runs upstairs, enters the cleaning storage room, breaks a mop handle to create a metal rod, uses it to pry open the elevator doors. Finally, they open. Jisoo swims out. Together they move to the next floor. They grab dry clothes from an apartment. Jisoo tells her she overheard looters talking about a child. Anna runs toward that direction, then remembers. Last time she died there. This time she moves quietly. But the looters still spot her. She asks about Jane. They ignore her and try to leave. Haijo appears on a nearby balcony, searching for her. Anna tries to get his attention. The looters drag her back inside to avoid being seen. Inside, she notices the apartment residents unconscious on the floor. She kicks one attacker, tries to escape. Another man grabs her, slams her into a cabinet, starts choking her. Her vision fades. Simulation almost resets. But then, she sees a hammer that fell from the shelf. With her last strength, she grabs it and smashes it into the man's head. The second looter lunges at her, just as Jisoo and Haijo burst through the door. Haijo quickly subdues both attackers and throws them out the window. But still, no sign of Jane. Then Anna remembers. She gave Jane homemade medicine earlier. The apartment residents hand her the leftover bottle. Anna tells Jisoo to come with her, but Jisoo refuses. Her grandparents are there. She won't leave them. Haijo gets a call from the company. A boat team will search the building for Jane. Anna remembers what happened the last time agents found him. She refuses to wait. She will find him first. Simulation 7993. Anna searches floor after floor. She sees security agents shooting looters. On another level, she notices children's drawings on a wall. It reminds her, Jane always sends her drawings on his tablet. Drawings filled with love. She keeps moving. She finds the pregnant woman. This time, the baby has been born. Anna helps her, holds the newborn, gives them her jacket. As she leaves, she sees the husband returning with warm water to clean his baby. Something inside her breaks. She remembers all the times she ignored Jane, all the drawings he sent her. She checks her phone and collapses. Thousands of drawings. In most of them, she is leaving in a helicopter, without him. That's how he sees her. Below, Haijo shouts, "He found Jane." Anna runs. But as she enters the apartment, agents grab her from behind. They pin her down. Haijo says they'll let her say goodbye on the roof. Anna whispers something chilling. "You die on the roof every time." Simulation number 13,417. Haijo freezes. Agents kick him away. As he stumbles back, for the first time, fragments of previous simulations flash in his mind. He grabs a trophy from a shelf, attacks the agents. One agent regains control and aims a gun at Haijo's head. Half conscious, Anna grabs another agent's weapon and fires, saving him. Haijo injects her with something. She fully regains clarity. He demands the truth. Anna tells him everything. About the loops, about failing every time, about dying thousands of times. She tells him they've had this conversation before. They've fought agents before, and every time, they died. She's afraid Jane no longer wants to see her. Haijo says something firm. Jane is waiting for her. Simulation 21,499. Gunfire erupts again, but this time, Haijo changes strategy. They escape through a window to another floor. In the corridor, Haijo fights an agent face to face, stays behind deliberately, to distract them, so Anna can search. She enters an empty apartment. Agents attack her again, but suddenly, a violent wave crashes through the window, sweeping everyone away. Free again. She searches underwater. Still no Jane. So she makes a decision. She swims upward. The water has risen high enough to reach the rooftop storage. She opens an old cabinet on the roof and finds him. Jane, unconscious. She gives him the medicine. No response. She breaks down completely, apologizes for leaving him so many times, for failing him, for not choosing him first. Then, Jane's eyes open. He looks at her gently and says, "You never left me." When she last said goodbye on the rooftop, she told him to hide inside the cabinet, to wait. She promised she would come back, and this time, she did. At that exact moment, reality surfaces. The meteor fragments had already struck the rocket. Anna's real body was critically injured. Before dying, she asked the director to use her brain in the simulation so she could stay with Jane. Scientists extracted her memories, inserted them into the system, hoping her emotional data would save humanity. On the rooftop, agents approach again. A massive wave is about to swallow the building. Anna hands Jane his goggles, tells him to swim. He jumps. Agents grab her. Flashback reveals. Jane and Hyunmo's child were artificial children created to develop child AI. That's why agents kept saying children could be replaced. They only needed data. Jane met Guan after the experiment had already begun. Yet Guan loved him as his own son. When Guan died, it shattered both Anna and Jane. Back in the present, simulation begins to reset again. But this time, Anna breaks free from the agents. She jumps into the water. Through falling data fragments and rising waves, she reaches Jane. He's holding onto an antenna. She hugs him tightly, says they will swim together. A giant wave crashes over them and carries them away. Throughout every simulation, Anna saved Jisoo, helped the pregnant woman, chose others before herself, and never stopped choosing her son. The system analyzes everything. She never prioritized herself. She always chose love. Simulation successful. Anna and Jane's AI cores are transferred into newly created human bodies. They are sent to another planet to begin a new civilization, carrying humanity's memories together. And that was the terrifying emotional story of the Great Flood. Tell me in the comments, what would you have done in Anna's place? If this story hit you emotionally, make sure to like the video. Right next to the comment button, you'll see the hype option. Tap that to support us. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss the next intense story. I'll see you in the next one with something even more mind-blowing.